Hello, small groups. It's great to be together this evening. How's your week been? Can't hear you. How's your week been? Good. Excellent. Please, you're having a good week. Tonight, we are landing our small group conversation in this vision series all around thinking about God's heart for those who don't know him yet, and how do we capture that kind of passion and burden for the one who doesn't know Jesus. On Sunday at Poole Campus, I kind of presented some data, some hard-hitting facts that speak to kind of the terrifying prospect of the church. And I say that kind of tentatively because you know what? I don't have any doubts that the church is going to be just fine, because Jesus said he's going to build his church. Yet he is looking for us to co-labor with him in the harvest field. That much we know is true. It says that in Corinthians, that actually we're not just called to be passive, we're called to be proactive. And really that's what the essence of this message is all about, is how can we become a community of God's people who are committed to bringing in those who don't know Jesus yet, bringing them into church, bringing them into a relationship with him. What does it mean to be a missional person? What does it mean to be not an evangelist, but what does it mean to evangelize? And how can we seize the opportunities that God puts in our path? And so tonight, we're going to be looking at a couple of passages together, and we're going to be exploring some questions together. But really the big idea is this, is that the reason Jesus has not come back for his church yet is because he wants his church to be bigger. In Psalm 84 verse 7, it says that we are a people, or God's people are those who go from strength to strength until they reach Zion. And so in that, there's this sense of not just being stronger physically or spiritually, but stronger numerically, that actually the church is called to grow. And we see church growth breaking out all over the world, particularly in persecuted nations like China. We've seen it in India, we see it in the Middle East as well, in places like Iraq and Iran. It's so exciting what God's doing, yet in the West, you know, our trajectory looks a little bit more unimpressive. But I do think that God, I just get sense prophetically, and I think other people are sensing it too, that God is really stirring the church at this time. And the goal of the stirring is not to just make people feel more good on a Sunday morning. It's actually to motivate and I think propel the church into a revival mentality. And a revival mentality isn't about just sitting in church worshiping and praying. It's about understanding that we want to bring people into the house of God. We want to invite people into a relationship with Jesus and see them become all that they are called to be in Christ. And so really want to encourage you tonight to come open-hearted, like always, open-minded, and just to encourage you again that it's not really about what one person thinks. It's not about your small group leaders trying to tell you how to think, but rather as we converse on these matters together, that we come to a place of kind of conviction, and probably more importantly, proactivity, that actually we don't just go, oh man, the church is in a really treacherous position, but rather, well, let's do something about it. While there's still one person out there who doesn't know Jesus, Sunny Hill has a reason to exist. And so we're going to be a church for the one, for the one. Remember that story in Mark 2? We're going to talk about it tonight. Hope you have a blessed time together. Can't wait to see you soon. Bye.